Hey, and welcome to today's Tea Break Coach, or I should say mulled wine coach, because given it's our Christmas special. So today we're complete with big jumpers, mini tree. As you can see, I've decorated my porthole with a wreath, so Merry Christmas. I wanted to talk to you though today about 2% Club. So many of you will be watching the 1% Club over the holidays. It's one of our family favourites, and that's actually for somebody's Christmas stocking. But here's a bit of a twist on that for under your tree. I often talk about 2% as a magic number. And if I ever did a PhD, now thanks to my coach friend Nikki Owens, I'm 98% certain I won't. But if I did, I'd research this 2% theory. Because I talk about top right every day at work, top right thinking, top right conversations, and top right, this space here, is a combination of being able to build rock solid high trust really quickly, and then to use that high trust to give really strong feedback, great challenge to really elevate people and business performance. And this is the top right box. Now, over the years, I've worked with thousands of leaders across the world, and I've come to notice that only about 2% of the leaders I work with are lucky enough to have this top right thinking, like in their DNA. Most of us are a work in progress, and that's myself included. We've got to remind ourselves either to pause from doing and nurture a relationship for a moment, or to challenging without worrying that people will not like us. And I realised recently that the instinct I had that about 2% of leaders are lucky enough to just be born with this dynamic combination has some science that might back it up. Because evolutionary psychologist Robin Dunbar suggested the brain can only maintain about 150 meaningful relationships, and only 50 of which are good friends. Now, this would fit our tribal roots, right? One leader to about 50 followers, and certainly no more than 150. So therefore, in a room of 100 leaders, 2 of them having this top right DNA would be about right from an evolutionary perspective. Because tribal life didn't need every one of us to be a superstar leader, just a few. The rest of us stayed alive to pass on our genes by following and supporting that leader. So if you're watching the 1% Club and vaguely remember this post and think, well, I'm not in the 1% Club and I'm not in the 2% Club either, well, that's okay. Neither am I. Because the good news is we've got former helping leaders who aren't lucky enough to have top right in their DNA to build those top right muscles, to grow that skill over time. And we can prove in the results we've delivered for clients this year, and that's included Tesco, where you might have shopped, at Amcor, who probably provided the crisp packets you're munching through right now, to virtually any of the pubs or restaurants where you might have a pint or a Christmas meal, because someone in all of those places might have been touched by us this year, particularly given that I had 23 years in a pub company before I did the 10 years on my own. So over this Christmas, when you see someone winning the 1% challenge, remember the 2% challenge. Can I lead safe and challenge well? Because being a top right leader isn't about being born perfect. It's about practicing the right things when you get there. So enjoy your break. See you in the new year, Tea Break Coach, and I hope we can help you be a little bit more top right in 2026. Take care. Merry Christmas.